So a couple of quick remarks about map lifting. Okay, so first of all, we have the counter example. Okay, this is what's called a quasi-circle. You build it out of a topologist sine curve. If I look at the curve that comes like this and oscillates a lot, you would all see this in set topology in the form of sine 1 by x or something like that. It oscillates a lot, and we map it to S1, and then we have R. Okay, so this is simply connected because any path will not actually make this gap here. So it satisfies the hypothesis of map lifting, but this one does not exist. I'm sorry, when I say this one, there is a natural map to a circle, which is you project onto the central circle. Okay, so you take the projection onto this. This does not lift to R. Okay, it's more or less the reason why S1 to S1 to R doesn't lift. It's just that a fundamental group cannot catch these things. Okay, so that was for a counter example. I'm not showing anything in detail here, but a couple of applications. The first one in a little more complete, but the second one I'll invoke non-trivial results which we won't see at all because they are involved in this. Okay, so now suppose we have C, complex numbers, and we have a map from to C minus 0, which is F. So F mapping C to C minus 0, continuous. Okay, then we look at a map from C to C, which is the exponential map. So this is Z maps to e to the Z. Okay, so then what we know is that, well, this has trivial fundamental group, and hence F tilde exists. That is F of Z. It's often written G. There exists G mapping C to C such that F of Z is e to the power of G of Z. Okay. Now, if F happens to be holomorphic, it will follow that G is also holomorphic because the local maps are all holomorphic maps. Okay. So a little bit of complex analysis will tell you immediately that this is true. So it follows that if you have a function which misses the origin, it is an exponent, and the converse is true. This is a nice result and quite useful in complex analysis. This was one, and the second one is what is called Little Picard. But here I'll be really sketchy. The point here is that if I take C minus 3 points, or C hat minus 3 points, or if you wish, let's avoid the Riemann sphere. If I take C minus 2 points and I take C maps to this, there is a rather non-trivial result that there's a covering from the unit disk contained in the complex plane into this. Okay, so P is a covering map. So if I exclude 2 points from the sphere, complex plane, or 3 points from the Riemann sphere, then it is covered by the unit disk, and this is actually holomorphic. So when topological things exist, they end up being automatically holomorphic. So what does this tell you? So if I have a map from complex numbers which misses 2 points, then this lifts. Okay, again, complex numbers are simply connected, so the fundamental group hypothesis is obviously true. This lifts to F tilde, which maps the complex numbers into the unit disk. Okay, so granting that this covering map exists, what we can conclude is there's a holomorphic map from complex numbers to the unit disk, and Liouville's theorem will tell you hence that this is, since this is bounded, it is actually going to be constant. So it follows that if I have an entire function which misses 2 points, then it is actually constant. This is called a Little Picard theorem. So various things are missing in this proof, but this map lifting is a crucial argument. Okay, so this was quick glimpse into the limitations and applications of map lifting. Limitations we'll come back to later because we are going to be using map lifting to understand the Galois theory of covering spaces.